Good evening. It is 7:30. So I'm a little bit earlier than I said I was going to be in my original emails when I've been talking about the boot camp. So I know that a lot of you are going to join me on the replay. But when you do watch on the replay, please do still say hello to me because I like to know who is still with me on this challenge. It has been an amazing few days, and it feels like we've been doing this boot camp forever because the distance people have traveled in terms of their mindset, in terms of their vision for their future, in terms of them acknowledging and remembering the truth of who they really are is massive. It's so exciting to see you all stepping into that vision of yourself that you created on Monday and really starting to not just take this seriously, but allow yourself to believe that it's possible. You know, some of you have been really, really diligent, really dedicated to doing the tasks. Some of you have just allowed yourself just to soak up what we've been talking about rather than doing the actual tasks. And then some of you have just been quietly watching in the sidelines. But equally, everyone that I've spoken to has had this beautiful experience of growth. So please do let me know how you are feeling tonight as you jump on. Remember that StreamYard is a little bit difficult when it comes to Facebook, and it doesn't always show me who it is who comments. So if you can pop your name at the end of it, that would be so helpful to me. While you're doing that, and while we're waiting to see if anyone else is going to join us, I am going to show you what card I've pulled for us today. So, like I said the last two nights, I don't always share the cards. I don't always make time for them in the lives because I know I like to talk. But each of the cards I've pulled over the 3 days have been absolutely so synchronistic, and I've been looking for that word for the past two nights as well. I couldn't remember what that word was, but it's been so synchronistic, so perfectly, divinely timed, and the message has just been so spot on. I've got to share it with you. So a few of you have been asking me what the cards are, and I'll just show you the box. That's what they are. Archangel, can you see that? Animal Oracle cards by Diana Cooper. So that's what I've been using. I got these as a gift. So I was thinking, where did I get them from? And my friend bought them for me for my 40th, and I don't know where she got them from. So if anyone has a link and they want to share that in the group, that's absolutely fine, because a load of you have asked for it. So today's card is this one. Look, I always get this wrong with StreamYard. It's the opposite of what you think it is. Look, it's the rat. And when I first pulled it, I was like, oh no, I don't like rats. But then when I read and I looked at the cards, so I read the guidance in the book, obviously, but then I also like to, when I read oracle cards, I like to try and work with the image and try to test my intuition before I look in the book. And I do that through looking at the images and the colors and all those kind of things. And what's really amazing is that my intuition led me to a really similar guidance point as the book. So this card speaks about the fact that there will always be, for want of a better word, haters in this world, and their feedback that they give you says more about them than it does about you. It's almost inevitable that you're going to come up against that. And remember that anything that we do come up against, for the vast majority of people, it's about our personal growth as well. So whatever we come up against in life, it's there to allow us to either reclaim the power of who we really are, remember our strength, remember our wisdom, remember our limitless potential and capabilities, all those things that I say to you every night. But it does say more about them than it does about you. And this card talks about the fact that that will always exist. There will always be somewhere in your awareness those people that don't necessarily have your best interests at heart, because where there is light, there is always dark, you know. I don't subscribe to this kind of toxic positivity of everyone should be kind and everyone should be whatever. Everyone is allowed to walk their own path. So alongside of that comes with it, you know, that we will encounter negative feedback, for example, refund requests, for example, if you're running classes, whatever. And what this card speaks of is continuing to shine, continuing to honor your own self and working, yes, of service, but working from a place of joy, doing what lights you up and allowing that to be your driving force, not relying on outside and external validation in order to feel like you're doing well, in order for you to feel successful. And something that I always talk to our instructors about is just being the lighthouse. You know, people will come to me, clients will come to me as well, and instructors will come to me and say, you know, my partner doesn't meditate, or I really wish that my mum would meditate. It'd really help her. I really wish that so-and-so would just use that breathing technique that I've shown them, or whatever else. And sometimes you get really upset that people are kind of like dismissing that stuff that you hold so dear to your heart. But I really want you to remember that your job is to be the lighthouse. Your job is to demonstrate to people just how far you can come and the transformational skills and the joy and the peace and the inner knowing and that connection to source and all those amazing things that meditation and spiritual practice gives us. Your job is to show them just how much this stuff works, just how transformational this is, just how worth it is. And not by going out and dragging them into your classes, not by making them feel marginalized or isolated by not following your path. I say my internet's on the low side, so fingers crossed it'll be okay and it'll come back for me. Let me know if you can still hear me. Hopefully you can. But it's to be the lighthouse. The lighthouse shows those boats that are in distress at sea the safe way home. It shines the light back to home. It shines the light to safety. It doesn't go into the ocean and pull all those people back in. It doesn't like wade through the water and pluck them out and put them next to them. It just shines its light. Let me know if that resonates and makes sense for you while I look at your comments. So Chloe is saying hello. Harry's saying hello. Someone else is saying hello. Anna is saying hello. Lisa is saying hello. Chloe's also saying she's definitely getting these cards. I think you'd love them. Harry is telling me how they're feeling. So Harry says, I am buzzing and feeling fantastic, but thinking, what the hell am I doing at the same time? That's a really good sign. You know, we spoke about that yesterday, where, you know, part of that's how we know you're on the right track. You know, sometimes fear is a sign you're standing in exactly the right direction. So that's really good, Harry. Caroline is saying hello. Chloe is saying, don't think my husband will ever meditate. I finally got my partner to meditate at Soul Circus Festival. Obviously, he's entertained me before, but I got him to sit through a sound bath of all things and a couple of exhale sessions, which is amazing to see. And he loved it. He gets it so much more now. I think it's when you're immersed in it, it's really helpful. She also says that the lighthouse, she loves the lighthouse analogy. Me too. That's all we've ever got to do. Right, so we are going to get into it because I have loads of exciting things to share with you as well tonight. So I'm a bit thirsty. I'm just going to have a drink while I get myself ready. So are you liking, by the way, which arm is it? Our new inhale, exhale hoodie. This is the new merchandise that we unveiled at Soul Circus. That's it, that one. Everything's back to front on StreamYard. But it's so, I love it. It's my favourite thing we've ever put out there. I love it. It's available to buy on our website. I should say that, shouldn't I, if anyone wants one. Right, so And all the instructors, obviously, they get a discount on the merchandise as well. Don't forget, sometimes the instructors put through their orders without putting the discount code on. If you don't know what the discount code is, let me know and I will give it you. So, right, what do I want to talk about? So today was day 3. We were talking about putting together. This must be Emma. This is how I know this is Emma. So it just says Facebook user, but it must be Emma because she is saying I have them all. So she has all the merchandise. She's the first one to buy it as soon as we put it out there. So it's a side issue. So something Emma's working on, I think. And me, I buy it. Obviously, it's my stuff, but I get it all as well. We spoke about putting together a toolkit of proof. That's what I call it, a proof toolkit, which is going to support you through your journey from where you are now to where you want to be. So from where you are now to that big vision, those big goals, those big dreams. In order to get you there, you need a rock solid level of confidence and clarity about where you're going, and also commitment to that dream. So one of the things that I see a lot in these spiritual circles and these well-being circles is that we kind of get into that mode where we are so in the spiritual, we're so in the 5D, we're so in our big dreams and our visions, we're so up there that we forget that we also need strategy, we also need to take action, we also need to move forwards towards our dreams. You know, I believe in a very specific type of law of attraction and how that works. And anyone who's coming to the masterclass on Wednesday, I'm going to teach you exactly how I manifest and how I bring what I want into my awareness and into my reality. But I also massively take action. I'm also really committed to my big vision, and this has not happened overnight. You know, this has took me a while to get here. But once I started to show up with this rock solid level of confidence and this almost this rat-like approach, where I was like, you know what, haters are going to hate. I'm going to show up anyway because my light is worth sharing. Once I started to fully step into that and actually accept that, you know what, it's going to happen. People are going to be jealous. People are going to want to sort of make things more difficult for you. That's just a fact of life. That's just the way that we live. But I'm going to shine my light anyway, you know. Once I started to do that, things really started to get a lot of momentum very quickly. So the level of certainty that you need in order to succeed, the level of belief that you have the capability and also the commitment to show up in any weather, in the good times and the bad, not when it just feels amazing, but when it also feels challenging, when it also feels super scary. You know, it was Harry that was saying, I'm feeling a bit like, what the hell am I doing? You know, you've still got to commit in that moment. And I know Harry absolutely is committed to their goal, like 100%. But it's about you owning that certainty, understanding who you need to be in order to bring that vision into fruition, into reality, and actually taking the action steps towards that. So not just creating the vision board, not just doing all of the rituals and all that kind of stuff, but also the absolute certainty in your heart that I am going to show up for this vision, be the person I need to be, no matter what. And one of my mentors, the amazing Susie Ashworth, if you have not heard of Susie Ashworth, my eyes went funny then. If you've not heard of Susie Ashworth, please do look her up because she is just incredible. She's turning, like, I think it's something like 2 million something this year, but she's amazing. She's really spiritual. She's an energy guide. She works with energy, but she's also super, super practical. And she's one of my mentors. And this little nugget of wisdom sort of comes from her through me to you. And it is so important. The analogy that she used with me and with her audience was, you have situations in your life and commitments in your life and relationships in your life where you know 100% that no matter what happens, you're going to be there for that person, or you're going to show up in a certain way for that situation. There is no negotiation on it. And the example that I always use, because it really resonates with me, is that I am a mother. I know that no matter what, for those children, I'm showing up for them. Even when I'm on my deathbed, I am still their mother, right? Even when they're doing my head in, I'm still giving them love. I'm still giving them safety. I'm still showing them what is possible about life. There are those elements, those three things. I'll still love them, even though I don't particularly like them in that moment. And if you are a mother, you'll absolutely relate to that. I will keep them safe no matter what. Even if that puts myself at risk, I'm going to keep them safe. And then the third thing that I've really committed to and really believe is that I'm going to show them just what is possible if you truly believe. It's that level of certainty you need to have in your ability to become that person that is capable of that vision. Is that making sense for you? Does that hit home for you? It's that level of certainty, that level of commitment to action, that not putting it off till next week, not waiting till I've got a PhD and another qualification and probably something else after that, not waiting till then, not allowing yourself to not do it today because I don't feel well enough, for example. Obviously I 100% advocate for rest and health, so you're not putting yourself at risk. But what I mean is, if you're just having one of those days where you're like, I can't be bothered, you're going to commit to show it anyway. When I look at and I said this to my instructors the other day, my commitment is to be a leader, even on those days where I think, to be honest, I just want to lie in bed and watch telly all day. I'm still on here showing up as a leader, even if I've had a horrible day and I'm stressed and whatever else. I'm still showing up on here. I've made that commitment and it's following through no matter what, but it's not always been that case. It's not always been that way. Like I spent a lot of time putting things off. So, I'll do that Facebook Live next week. Doesn't really matter. Or saying, I'll just have a day off today. I'll go and meet so-and-so for lunch, because that's the whole point of me being self-employed, etc., etc. And what I really want to get across to you is that now I have that rock solid level of commitment. Absolutely, things are starting to motor forwards, but also there's been like this shift in my mindset. So all of that stuff that would feel really heavy and really hard and really difficult actually feels more easy, more joyful. It's just part of how I live. It's part of what I do, and going live and sending the emails and training people, teaching people, showing up in those big class settings where there's a full room of people. That's just part of how I roll, if you like, now. So I'll come to these comments in a minute. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. So I'm going to speak about Kelly, Marie, Harry. But I just want you to just see if you can, in your head, think of a situation or relationship in your life currently where you are showing up like that, because there will be something, and I want you to transfer that level of certainty in that person. That the way that you show up in those situations, that's you, right? I want you to transfer that level of certainty to this commitment to showing up as a meditation mentor, or to expanding your business if you've already got one, or to doing the teacher training and being fully there, fully in. And ultimately, what we're actually doing here is we're fully showing up for our big vision. We're fully showing up for our dreams. We're fully showing up for our mission. And just like the rat, it says on here, be true to yourself, i.e. be true to your visions, be true to your big goals, be true to your desires, and the universe will reward you. So it won't feel like hard work, and opportunities and ease will just flow to you. I was saying to Chloe the other day, you know, I feel like those big opportunities that I've had, I just called them in easily and naturally. Like working at Google just happened really naturally. Working at ITV where it came really naturally. You know, all those things. You know, next thing you know, I'm sat in the Real Housewives, one of the Real Housewives of Cheshire's kitchen, teaching her meditation. Like it all just all just flew into me because I've made that commitment to fully showing up for my big dreams and big visions. Is that making sense to you? So Anna is saying, I'm very guilty of procrastinating, definitely something I'm working on. And it is. We're going to look at how to, that's my next part of this, like how to keep showing up, how to bring that certainty in. And just know that absolutely it is not you. If I asked you all to comment whether you procrastinate, most of you are going to say yes, because it's human nature. Do you remember, this is not you being wrong. This is not you not able to do it. This is not about you not having that secret missing piece. This is not about that at all. This is about you being a human being. And now we have that awareness of how your brain tries to keep you safe and small and exactly where you are, because this involves stepping up, right? This involves expansion. That commitment, that diligence, that consistency requires expansion. So your brain is trying, and your body and your whole nervous system is trying to keep you stuck exactly where it is, you know? So I feel like it's about us understanding that and then finding really practical ways to beat the system or hack the system, which is what I'm going to talk about in a minute. So Emma is also saying, I used to procrastinate massively, not so much now. Emma is off to teach Exhale, so she's going to catch up. Thank you, Emma, for joining us. Let's have a look. It's funny that you're speaking about motherhood tonight. Yesterday I was thinking that being a mother is the only thing in my life I've fully committed to. Oh my gosh, that's just giving me goosebumps. I absolutely love that comment. And you know why? Because you know that it's possible for you to commit to something in that way. You've got that proof right there in front of you, and you know, like, your desires and your dreams are equally as important. And hopefully this will resonate with you as well, is that showing your children, and this doesn't have to be about motherhood, but showing whoever, but in this case for Deborah, showing your children that if you commit and you desire something, it's okay to go for it. It's okay to follow your dreams, and that you are meant to follow your dreams. What a gift that is to give to your children. You know, like when I think about, you know, my little boy and the stepchildren that I've got, and I think, wow, like if there's one thing I'd want them to do, it's just to have that belief in themselves and to follow that dream, no matter how crazy, no matter how many people say. And people have told me, stop doing this. This is a waste of time. Don't you think you've spent enough money on this business? Don't you think that you should just get a job, you know, so you can get a mortgage and do all the normal stuff? And I'm like, hell no. Thank goodness I didn't listen to all those people, and I just followed my dreams, because literally, like, for me, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for, which is amazing. So Deborah, from me to you as a mother, that is the biggest and the most beautiful gift that you could give them. And what you've got there is evidence that you can commit in that way when you have to. And if you watched the video this morning, I don't know if you've done it yet or not, but I was talking about Roger Bannister, who ran the 4-minute mile. He was the first person to do it. And as soon as he'd done it, everybody else started doing it as well. And part of the reason for that is that they had proof it was possible. They had proof. You've got your proof. You've got your evidence. So when I talk about this toolkit of proof, you've got step one already. So I want all of you to think of that scenario where, do you know what, no matter what, I'm showing up in this specific way, I'm committed to it, and I'm not backing down on it either. And that doesn't mean it has to feel heavy or hard or difficult. We understand now about fear and how that will make things seem We know that we need to calm our nervous system to help us feel better so that our motivation level is higher, so that we are then able to take more action and that action feels easier. We know all of those things. So I'm not saying let's be, a hustler and be all Gary Vee about it, even though I do also love him. Just being kind to yourself, but it's that awareness and that understanding of how our systems work. Give us the opportunity to say, do you know what? I can push a little bit more. I can do a little bit more because I want this. That's going to be the next thing on my list, is reconnect to your desire. Why do you want this day in, day out? When you think about running out the back door, when you think about not showing up for that class, or cancelling the class, or not doing the training, or whatever it is, when you think about running out the back door, which is really normal and natural, go back to why you want to do this in the first place. What's your big vision? What's it for? Apart from the fact of being of service, but what would your life be like if you were able to commit to this and you were able to see your big dreams happening in front of you? So Deborah is saying, I hear you, Charlotte, lots of pennies dropping over here. Fabulous. That's what I like. Marie is saying, most definitely me, but getting so much more focus and stepping out of that fear. Totally normal, and it's definitely a process every day. So it's a work in progress every day for everybody. Every day I commit and I recommit and I recommit. Harry is saying, keep setting goals and make a big picture into small jigsaw pieces. Love that, breaking it down. So, and then let me go back further. I like this, Harry said as well. Michael Jordan said, some people want it to happen, some wish it and would happen, and others make it happen. That is so true. Kelly is saying, this is what I find hard, shining even when it's difficult. It's so normal, Kelly. It's so normal. But I just want you to know that even this little one in there keeps on shining. So I just find that image so cute, so gorgeous. And it will feel challenging, but that's because it's part of your mission. Part of Kelly's mission in life is to share astrology with the world. I keep banging on about it, but it's so true. So true. You can do it. It's a work in progress, and I'm going to talk you through how to keep that light shining no matter what. See what Chloe's saying. I feel like my commitment has maybe wavered a bit since January, but this is really helping me hold my vision. And again, it's normal, isn't it? So I don't know if I spoke about this, I can't remember what day it was, but we ride this wave. Life is like a wave. It's ups and it's downs, and our motivation levels and our energy levels and our self-belief kind of has this peaks and troughs. It has cycles. We have seasons, it's all really normal and natural, isn't it? And Chloe does a lot of work with the moon, and she will understand that as well, that there's in the cycles of the moon. Think of it like that. But what I want you to think about is that it's like that breath that we spoke about. I think we did speak about this on day one, maybe, that when you breathe in, and for us in this analogy, when we take the action, when we take step forward, when we expand, when we grow, same as when we breathe in, our bodies expand, our tummy and our chest rises. And then there's always the exhale, right? You can't continue to inhale continuously, right? There's always got to be an exhale, and everything sinks back down and settles. But then no doubt there's always another breath, right? We always rise again. And as our relaxation deepens, that rise is even further, it's even higher. So it's allowing yourself to ride that wave, taking tiny steps each day when you're in the bottom of the trough, so we never stop working towards it completely. And even if that means nourishing ourselves with our environment, what we're taking in through our minds, through our ears, who we're surrounding ourselves by, what we're eating, how much we're sleeping, how much we're exercising, all that kind of stuff, still working towards your big vision, but we're still taking steps even when we're in the trough. And then as that wave rises and that crescendo comes, we sit on it and we let the momentum propel us to the top again. And then we allow ourselves to have a little bit of a dip, and then we come back up. So just knowing that that's normal and natural, but also that I'm going to keep on walking when I'm in the trough. I'm going to run up the hill, top of the hill, I'm going to slide down, and then I'm going to keep on walking, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, till I feel the momentum rise again. Does that make sense, Chloe? Let me know. And Jenny is saying, yes, same here. It's a bit like I've reached my procrastination fear tipping point, and now it's time to take action. That makes me so happy. It's just the awareness of it, isn't it? It's like, hang on a minute, no more, no more. Chloe's saying she loves that analogy as well. She's fab. So I've talked about the fact that we need to have that rock solid level of certainty. The other thing I really want you to understand is that because of our culture, we spoke about this yesterday, because of the patriarchy, particularly if you're a woman, if you identify as a woman, there's always that one heroine, there's always that one person that seems to have been chosen by society to like be the one that's going to take over the world and that's going to make all the money. You know, there's always just like one person, right? And it has this associated with it. We are waiting for this, I don't even know who it is, but somebody to come along with their stick and say, I now say, you are ready to do this. And we sit there and we wait and we wait and we wait. And I'm telling you, nobody comes. I spent years waiting for somebody to be like, now it's your time. Now you are ready. Now you are the one. And do you know what that felt like? Over a really long period of time as well. It felt like when you're at school, so many of you will resonate with this, I'm sure. When you're at school and you are waiting to play netball, and the teacher has said, right, so-and-so head girl and so-and-so whatever. I went to like a grammar school that was all girls. So it was like, Sarah will pick the team on this side, and I don't know, Jenny will pick the other team. And you're waiting there like, please pick me. Don't want to be the last one to be picked. Don't want to be the last one to pick. But there's also that part of you that's like, I don't want to be picked either because I don't really want to play. I just want to sit on the sidelines. You know, it's that feeling over a prolonged period of time, which is just excruciating. And you're waiting and waiting and waiting. What I want you to do is choose yourself. Every day I choose me. Even let that be a little affirmation for you. It's giving me goosebumps thinking about it. Every day I choose me. In the morning I wake up, I'm choosing me. I am not waiting. We spoke about this yesterday. We spend our whole lives waiting to live, and then we die waiting to live. You know? So let's see what everyone's saying. Harry is saying, I'm so going to ride that half pipe. Yes. And take on that wave. Stormy weather or calm waves. Amazing. I love that commitment. Anna has said, so true. Feel like I've been waiting for far too long. My life's been on hold. Exactly. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. And it's not even our fault. Like I say, it's just the way that our culture is, sets us up to believe that, you know, that success is for the few, or that it's, you know, you have to have this amazing kind of quality. And yes, you do have to have the certainty. Yes, you do have to commit in the level we spoke about, but you don't have to be superhuman. And certainly nobody is coming with the stick, apart from me, to say it's your time, it's go time. Nobody says that. Nobody is coming. Okay, so we have to choose ourselves. And if you speak to anybody that has had success, they chose themselves. Okay, if that's the only thing you take out these 3 days, please let it be that. Okay, so how are we going to get ourselves to that point where we are able to choose ourselves, or we have that rock solid level of certainty? How are we going to do that? You're going to use your toolkit of proof. So we spoke a little bit about some of the things already. What I really want to get across to you is that you don't have to do this journey on your own, that spiritual practice is meant to be passed on in community, from mentor to student. That is how you are designed to progress on this journey. So whether that means you're in your training journey where you're physically getting certified to be able to teach this stuff, or whether it means you're just developing your practice. And even myself now at the stage that I'm at, I mean, I'm still a baby really in the grand scheme of things, but you know, you always need to be supported by community. That is how it's designed to be. It's one of the things that I'm really passionate about, is honoring the ancient tradition around that. Like, this stuff is meant to be shared in circles. This stuff is meant to be shared in groups, and you are meant to be held and supported continuously on that journey by a teacher. And ideally, that teacher is the same on the entire journey that you go on while you're teaching this stuff. So you have that continuity and you have that growth together. It's really important that you surround yourself. This is another point in your toolkit of like support, to keep that level of confidence up there. I know that if I've got this community of mentors around me, there's not a question that I can't answer. One of those people is going to know the answer. You know, there's a lot of people that I'm able to call on for help and support. So you're absolutely able to walk forwards with confidence, because I know if I can't answer that question, I can go back for that client. I can go back to my mentor, ask them, seek support that way, and return. And one of the things that I love most about the Excel community is that we have our leaders, our leadership team, who support in lots of different ways. So we have somebody who supports us in terms of anatomy, so the movement sequences. If somebody had a shoulder injury, for example, we've got somebody that you can ask, that you can go to work out how to adapt our movement sequences, because we use movement to help soften and relax the body before you meditate, to make meditation much more easy. We've also got somebody that helps with our safeguarding issues. So if any, just keeping everybody emotionally and physically safe, you know, especially when we're working with children. And we've also got, you know, Emma, who's gone off to teach her Excel class now, so she's had to leave us, but she is a font of knowledge as well, and our lead trainer for both foundations, which is our adult sessions, and our kids sessions as well, alongside myself. So it's really important that you have that community to call upon. That gives you that kind of base level knowledge to begin with, but you know that you're supported. Chloe's saying she loves the Excel community. It's really special, and it absolutely is. I don't believe there is anything else out there that specifically teaches this type of class and this type of training that has this level of community. And why that's important as well, to surround yourself in terms of what we're talking about, this proof toolkit, this how do we maintain this level of confidence? You are able to ride the wave of other people's success. You know, Tony Robbins always talks about that we are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And in that community, there are so many people smashing it and so many inspiring people that it allows us to borrow from them, borrow from their vision, borrow from their energy. And as I said in the video this morning, they've created the roadmap to success. It's already there. The steps are already in place because you've seen your peers do it. You know you can do it, just like the Roger Bannister story, because you've seen somebody else go there and do it. But they're also there to walk alongside you as well. All the mistakes that they've made, you're not going to make, because they're sharing them with you. That's what's so beautiful about working in a community, and it just keeps your confidence up for those 2 reasons. You know, got someone to ask, but also somebody's been there and done it before you. So you can just, in your own unique way, use their journey as a foundation for yours. You know, everybody's unique. Everyone's going to get there in their own sweet way, in their own sweet time. But actually, you know, you can use, let's not reinvent the wheel if we don't need to. There are stuff, particularly business and strategy, that we know works. Let's share that with each other, you know. I talked about mentorship. That's so important. The other ways that we are going to bolster our confidence are by turning to our inner guide, our inner wisdom, our higher self, more regularly than that inner critic. Okay, so I asked you on this video this morning to go out and find people that are living a really similar way to what your vision is. They're living like you want to live, essentially, or they're working like you want to live. And I know for a lot of you, myself included, not so long ago, I'd look at people like that and have that pang of jealousy in my tummy or my solar plexus, where I'm just like, that'll never happen for me. It's all right for them because of X, Y, Z. I can't get there. And it's all fueled by this sort of sense of comparison. But that voice in your head that is telling you those things, that's your inner critic. So we've got our higher self, we've got our inner guide, and then you have your inner critic. And it's a bit like a devil and an angel on each of your shoulders. What we want to do really is understand that the inner critic is fueled by our culture, by this survival of the fittest, like I've got to keep myself safe, and I've got to be the best, and I've got to do more and be more, and I'm never going to get there. That kind of survival of the fittest instinct which exists within us. It's also speaking in tones of sometimes of our parents or of our teachers. It has that kind of tone to it. It's kind of harsh, it's kind of rude. It also has an element of shame to it. So whatever it's telling you puts you in that place of guilt and fear and shame, and it feels really icky and really horrible. But we know that that comes partly from the fact that we're human. It's from our humanness, but it's also from our childhoods usually, and like I say, the culture, the patriarchy, particularly around women, where we pitted against each other all the time. There can only be one winner, that kind of thing. So I want you to start to really recognize when that is my inner critic, that is that side of me, and then turn that volume down on that voice, because that's a shouty one, that's a loud one. And the only way to turn that down really is to make the other voice louder. So it's a little bit like when we teach people to meditate, and we say, like, rather than trying to stop your thoughts, think a thought that you actually want to have. So say we were doing a mindful body scan and your mind started wandering, rather than saying to yourself, I'm going to push away that thought. So I don't want to think, I don't want to think, I don't want to think, or I don't want to think about that, or whatever it is, and you're trying to push it away, that only makes that thought stronger. But what we actually want to do is be able to switch it to a different thought that we actually want to have. Okay, so I'd say to them, rather than trying to push your thoughts away, if you're trying to do your mindful body scan and say you're around the area, going from head to toe, and you're around your chest area, around your arms area, why not wiggle your fingers? That's a different thought, isn't it? That's a different, rather than you just turning the dial somewhere else, rather than trying to push thought away completely, because that is impossible. So that's what I want you to do. And the more that we do that, the better, the quicker we get at being able to do that, and the easier that will become. And slowly, the more we turn back to our inner guide, the more that we choose to listen to that kind voice, that voice that believes in you, that voice that is, honest and truthful, but kind with it. The more we turn to that, the more we hear it, the louder that voice will become. It's just like a muscle, like any other in the body. And you can deepen that kind of connection with your inner self and your inner guide by using things like these tarot cards, these oracle decks and things like that, connecting as often as you can to that wisdom and allowing that to, and not judging it, allowing the voice to come out without the censor. And we'll talk a lot about that on Wednesday. Just allowing yourself just to be free. That will really help with your confidence. So choosing which voice you listen to and understanding that that kind of voice is the truth. When you came to this earth, whoever brought you into this world, or whoever cared for you, let's put it that way, whoever cared for you at some point in your life when you were young, and hopefully for everybody, there'll be somebody, at least once, that was able to do that for you, and they were able to see you as a whole person. They were able to see you, warts and all. And the way that, if you are mothers, the way that you look at your children and you're like, do you know what? I love them no matter what. Even though they do this and they do the other, they're still beautiful, they're still perfect, they're still whole. That is the kind of compassion that your higher self has for you. And we want to lean into that as often as we possibly can. Because what is really difficult about this is that what we say to ourselves, and I've said this both nights previous, what we say to ourselves, our body hears, and how we feel up here is how we feel physically. It impacts how we physically feel. So how healthy we are, how we show up in the world, and all those kind of things. So next thing, I'm going to try and whiz through these. I've spoke loads about it, but thank you for keeping commenting. Marie is saying my intuition is amazing me lately, preempting so many things. It is awesome. And do you know what? I'm so excited about this, but Exhale instructors are really lucky because they get to do a training called Heart Space. And in Heart Space, we talk about the wisdom of the heart and how our heart is linked to our intuition and how our heart can predict things before we even know that it's happening. We think our kind of, when we get that sort of feeling, oh gosh, I just knew something was going to happen, we think it's coming from here. It's actually coming from here. There is science that shows us that the heart reacts way before the brain, in terms of like that inner knowing that something is going to happen. I'm not going to bore you with that, but it does blow my mind. I love it. So it's incredible. It's coming from your heart, Marie, which you know anyway because you've done your heart space training. Chloe is saying, yes, that's where I am. And I guess that's when I was talking about looking out externally and feeling that pang of jealousy. So normal, so natural. And Harry is saying, I'm so much more compassionate with myself now. I cry a lot more, being happy, not sad. Through doing meditation, being connected to my emotions. I love that. That's perfect. That's where we want you to be. There's no emotion that is wrong or bad, or everything serves a purpose, and our only job is to move it through us, experience it, witness it, observe it, and then allow it to pass on through. So how else we're going to bolster our confidence? I've still got two more things to talk about. No, 3 more things to talk about. I want to talk really quickly about being on the frequency of receiving, because one of the things that really helps me with my confidence and my certainty and my ability to show up is receiving positive feedback well. So for all of my life, I remember when people would say to me, oh, wow, you're really tall. I would say something like, oh, I hate being tall. Or someone would say to me, oh, you look nice today. I love that dress. And I'd be like, oh, it's only from C&A. Like back in the day, I was trying to think of a shop from back in the day, but C&A. Like now, I'd probably say, oh, it's only from Primark. And I kind of bat away all these comments. People say, oh, I like your eyes are really blue. I'd be like, oh, no, they're not really, or whatever. Or it's just my mascara or whatever it is. And I think that what we do, and let me know if that resonates with you, because so many of my friends still do it. And it's become a bit of a joke now how I have flipped the switch on that. And I'll tell you how I do that in a minute. But when we are batting away these compliments, we're not really receiving. We're not on the frequency for receiving anything, let alone feedback. Okay, so we're not taking in any of these compliments, which slowly bolster our confidence. So I know that I have instructors within the Exhale community that are, getting amazing feedback, and they'll go, oh, it wasn't that good, or I just winged it. I wasn't really I didn't intend it to be like that amazing. It just was, and actually what's happening there is that they're not receiving that feedback. And then when we're not receiving feedback, we're not on the frequency of receiving anything at all. Okay, so we're actually blocking all of that abundance, all of that love, all of that opportunity, because you're not on the frequency of receiving. So what I really want you to do, to help you with your confidence level, really take the time to listen to that feedback and force yourself to say thank you. Thank you. So when someone says to me now, oh, your eyes are beautiful, rather than saying, oh, they're not, thank you. And my friends laugh at me now, because if we'll go out and people say, I like your dress, and I'll be like, thank you. So it's like our little in-joke. But Chloe is saying, I'm much better at this now, thanks to you. Always hear your voice in my head and say, thank you. Exactly. Get on, because it's really, really important that you take on this energy. when we talk about sales as well, when we talk about charging people to come to our classes, that's absolutely okay. It's an energy exchange. And you can ride on that wave of energy that's coming back to you in terms of the feedback and in terms of the compliments, that you can use that to bolster. So they're giving back to you in that way as well as financially. Marie's saying I'm getting better at it now after hearing you talk about it. Anna says that's so me, finds compliments really uncomfortable. It's difficult, isn't it? But it's a practice. It's a practice every day. Thank you. I always struggle to take compliments, but now I embrace them and simply say thank you no matter how uncomfortable I feel. I just take the time to process them. Perfect. Exactly. Allow them to sink, allow them to hit before you bat it away. Allow yourself to at least do some self-reflection before you bat it away. We're so quick to move on to the next thing or say that's not for me. And you don't soak it up, you don't process it, you don't allow yourself to be present with that feedback. And it's a shame, actually. Because it really, in the moments when you want to give up and you find it difficult, you need to hear that stuff. Marie is saying, I write myself little notes at times to remind myself. I love that. Chloe is saying, my daughter isn't great at accepting compliments either, so I'm telling her to practice saying thank you and leading by example. Perfect. You're being the lighthouse. Just be the lighthouse and she will follow your lead. Okay, so next thing, when you notice yourself dropping into fear or dropping into criticism or comparison, invite love in. This is another A Course in Miracles, what's the word? Activity, I guess. I want you to invite love in. If the only way that you can do that, remember that the intention behind anything at any time is only twofold. It's either we do something out of love or we do it out of fear. There's only ever, if you break every decision down, you break every action down, it's either being done out of love or out of fear. Okay, so I want you to choose love each time. I want your response to be loving. And if the only way you can do that is by saying to the angels, to the universe, to whatever resonates with you, I invite love in. Even if there's that part of you that's like, I still get that really bad, like jealousy pang. Just allowing yourself to remember to turn that dial back and invite love in. I invite love. Or universe, allow me to see the presence of love in this situation. It's a work in progress. It's a softening. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be that it goes away completely. It's just about taking a breath, reconnecting to spirit, reconnecting to source, calming the nervous system, holding a power pose. On our exhale training, we talk all about using our physiology to support our emotional state, opening up the body, using power poses, using Wonder Woman poses, using specific breathwork techniques to help us get back into our power, back into our level of confidence. But with this one, it's just about a softening of the situation. It's just about looking through the lens of love, even if that lens isn't particularly clear. It's just a softening of it. Just that breath will help take the edge off. Okay. Lots of practice, lots of patience, but you will get there in the end. And it is normal and it is natural. And I don't know if you guys know, but there's somebody that I follow on Instagram called Lucy Sheridan, and she calls herself the comparison coach. And that is her job, is to help people with comparisonitis. And even she still has it. It doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make you bad. You're not broken. This is our human nature, is to compare, but we can take the edge off. We can soften that with the breath, through connection to source, by inviting love in, by trying to work towards that place, even if it's just a tiny step forwards, where we can look at that person and feel grateful that they're showing us just what is possible. That's how I do it now. I try to switch it. As soon as I go to that place and my inner critic gets really loud, to be like, you can never gonna be able to do that. I'm like, actually, that person has just shown me that it's possible. I've expanded. She has got massive dreams. It's given me permission to expand mine. It's given me permission to push more. And I don't mean like I'm swimming at water. I mean to just keep my foot on the pedal, even if we're going 2 miles per hour in that trough at the bottom. She's shown me what my next step could be, what it might look like for me. And that brings me on to my last point, which is find and keep in your mind proof that it's possible. So pips. I want you to have almost like a ring binder full of people, proof that it's possible, but don't allow yourself to fall into that element of shame and guilt. When you get that pang of jealousy, just know that it's normal, it's natural. Because they're really heavy emotions to shift. And remember, when you look at that person, that they've created this beautiful roadmap for you, but you need to make sure it's aligned to yourself as well. And sometimes the confidence comes in just trying the thing. The confidence comes in the doing of the thing. And we can try it out and it might not feel aligned to us at all, but it's a starting point for you so you can get that momentum going and just understand that you are going to make missteps. I call them side steps. They're just detours in the right direction, but everything is pre-planned. Every experience, even if you did use someone else's roadmap and it didn't quite feel right for you, it felt a bit heavy, you were meant to have that experience in the first place, because you will learn and you will grow as a result of that. Something about your energy might change, something about your language might change, something about the way that you do things might change, or you might meet somebody that you were meant to meet on that journey that shares something beautiful or touches your life in some other way. But remember that you don't necessarily need to have a completely different message to that person, because remember, we're all sharing the same message. All spiritual teachers in their own unique way, using their own unique tales from childhood or whatever it is, they're all telling the same story. They're all talking about this return to love. They're all talking about this reclaiming of who you really are, this inner wisdom, this inner strength, this inner possibility, this limitless possibility and opportunity and capability that resides within us all. We're all teaching the same thing, just with different stories, just with different energy, just with different humanness. It's the same message coming through. The stuff that I talk to you about, I don't believe that I've made this stuff up. I believe the universe, uses us as a channel. I'm just a vehicle for that message. I'm just a vehicle for God's message or Spirit's message, whatever you want to call it, source message. Whatever you believe in, you are the vehicle for it. So you don't need to have a completely unique, different message. You just tell it in your unique way. That's all we need to do, and that gets rid of a lot of the shame and the guilt and the fear around putting something out there that somebody else might have already done or might be better than you. It can't be better than you because they're not you. Hopefully that's making sense. Chloe's saying that she loves this, which is good. So what else do I need to talk to you about? Yes, and understanding that the fear around sharing your own story is a really big sign, again, that you're doing the right thing, because part of your mission involves you embracing your story, and part of embracing it means owning it, talking about it, reflecting on it, sharing it with other people. You become the guidebook for somebody else that's going through a really similar thing. So just know, if there's that fear around you owning your own unique story, again, that's like another nudge or another knock on the door to say, actually, this is part of your path. So what I want to do with you now is ask if there are any questions before I give you my really exciting news. I've already spoke for an hour. I knew I would do this, so I'm going to be like super duper quick, but I have got something really super exciting to share with you. Let me know if anything from the last 3 days hit and resonated with you. Pop it in the chat box for me, and pop it in the comments, or send me a love heart if there is something just for me, so I know. I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes anyway, but let me know. Don't have to tell me what it is, but if you've got one thing that hit with you differently this time, one thing that's going to help lighten the load, one thing that's going to help you move forward, then please do let me know in the comments or with a love heart or whatever it is. So whilst I'm waiting for that to happen, I'm going to have a little drink because I'm really thirsty. I made myself some pasta and I think that's what's making me thirsty. So are you ready for me to share with you what I've got to share? The first thing that I want to do actually is talk to you a little bit about why it's absolutely okay for me to be your proof that it is possible. I want you to know that I've been, and most of you know this story already, but most of you know that I've been in pretty bad shape in the past, financially, emotionally. Just things have been really, really difficult for me at points. And then now I look at what I'm about to show you and I think, oh my word, who'd have thought that me, the person that wouldn't even put their hand up to go to the toilet in class, the person that just would actually refuse to go to school, like my mum and my grandma used to have to drag me down the road because I was too scared to go to school. I can now sit in front of hundreds and hundreds of people at a festival and teach, and share my story and share my gifts and share this stuff with the world. It's just incredible. So I want you to know that I have been at the absolute opposite scale of where I am now. So I am living proof that it's possible. So I'm going to share. Thank you for all of your comments. It means a lot to me to know that actually it's hitting home and you're taking something away from this. And you can also, a lot of you have reached out to me privately as well. That's absolutely fine if you want to do it that way. But I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Again, this may or may not work. Let's see. Here we go. Right, share. So why are you so small? Let's see if I can make this bigger. Let me do it. That's better. This one. Right, so you can't see me now, but you can see this, hopefully. I'm going to have to look on my Facebook to see if what you can see. This is how technology gets me. I get scared. So I'm just going to check. Yes, you can see what I can see. So whether this will work or not, I don't know. But one of the main missions for this week really was for me to talk to you about how beautiful it is to become a meditation instructor. And I just wanted to play this little video to show you just how powerful taking on that teacher training and stepping into that role can be. So whether you've not started your teacher training yet or whether you're already doing it, just take this as your reminder. Remember, this is connecting back into that big why. This will just give you some examples of just how life can be if you take the plunge and follow that calling. See, fingers crossed this works. Let me know in the chat. Well, don't want to listen to that again. So hopefully you are back with me. You can still hear me. Hopefully you got to hear what the gorgeous Chloe, Kaz and Emma had to say about their journey to becoming a meditation mentor and how gorgeous that was. If you didn't, I will play. If you couldn't hear it, I will let you know where you can find that video. But I just wanted to include that just to let you know that, you know what, making that choice is beautiful. It can really help you transform professionally and personally. And then the best bit about that is that you are also able to share that ripple effect with the world. So however you show up in the world, we know that through that heart coherence, that you are able to assist and uplift and elevate those that are around you and those that sit with you in those circles. And as I say, for me to go from where I was to this place where you can see on the screen at the moment, this slide, which is all around, you know, what my brand looks like and what my business is doing right now. We have 70 instructors up and down the country teaching my method of meditation. So if I can do it, you absolutely can do it as well. This is a picture of me at ITV Studios, sat in the red chair. Again, it's one of those pinch me moments. It's absolutely possible for you to do exactly the same thing. And the reason why I show you this stuff is because you need to fill your consciousness with ideas, with vision, with just a knowing that it is possible to go from where you are now to this kind of thing. Teaching at ITV, it was on my vision board. It was just an incredible day. We have a picture of me at Google. Look at the smile on my face. It's like a Cheshire cat smile. Just know, again, the reason why I'm showing these is because so you know that this is possible. This is me teaching at the Yoga show. Again, there was hundreds of people in this class. I sat up there before I did it. I was like, oh, they better stop coming in now. There's too many people. That's how many people was in the class. And it was a beautiful experience. And as I say, I've created this gorgeous brand which is helping people power up. And what I want to take you through now is my gift to you in terms of how you can power yourselves up with Exhale meditation teacher training. So I know some of you are Exhale instructors. There's absolutely no need to stay on if you don't want to. I'm going to take you through, unless of course you want to get all jealous about the new package that we have available. But this is really for those of you that do feel called to taking that next step in their meditation teacher journey, whether that be taking their first steps towards training, or whether that means enhancing your already the skill set and the knowledge base that you already have. So this is how Exhale training makes you feel. So Chloe said this to me maybe back at the start of the year, and she said, wow, just had the most powerful day's training I think I've ever had with our gorgeous founder. I feel energized, I feel empowered, I feel such a deep sense of connection to myself and my soul. I don't think I've ever felt so free. I'm ready to take on the world. So we're going to come back to here and then share the screen from here. So, oh, there's me again. And Chloe's saying, I always say to everyone, Exhale changed my life. It was what I needed without knowing it was what I needed. Over 2 years in now, don't regret it for a second. That's such a nice thing to say. Thank you, Chloe. So let me go back up here. There we are. Hopefully I wanted to be on screen as well, but I can't make it work. It's okay. It's just going to be just the slides. Beautiful Chloe, I'll keep you company on there as well. So this is the package that we have available to you. It's called Exhale's Power Up Training Package, and it is inspired by and full of love for the heart, for physiology, for using all of that awesomeness to help elevate our emotions, to power up our emotional state. That is what we teach our clients. But remember, like you saw in that video, it's the transformation in the instructors as they go on that journey themselves that is my primary focus, because I know once they're right, all of their clients will also be in that same emotional state as well over time. They'll keep coming back and powering up and sitting with the instructors. They will eventually become elevated to that state as well, outside the class as well as inside the class. Obviously, when you sit in the class, in those moments, you absolutely align and attune to your instructor. But it's our real mission is that they come that often and that consistently, that they are able to do that for themselves outside of the class setting too. So with the Power Up package, this is what you get. I'm going to keep this short, but I'll talk quick because I'm excited as well. The Power Up package, you get a diploma in modern meditation practice. So you get that certification. And then step 2, if you wanted to, is to certify as an Exhale instructor. For some of you, it'll be that you just want to join this training course to be part of the community, to be supported by us and the leadership team. And you're just going to continue to offer meditation in the way that you already offer it. But there'll be some of you that want to add Exhale classes as they stand in their entirety, with their class format and the class structure and the playlist and all of that, with the breath work, the mindful movement, the meditation and the use of physiology, and offer those as standalone classes. So if you wanted to do that, you have to do an additional day's training. It's all online at the moment because of silly COVID, but that does mean that we are able to get you into training no matter where you are in the country. So you can either just sit with your diploma, or you can go one step further for no extra cost. You have the two things combined in this package and get your instructor certification as well. And what's really important for me to say is this is not a wham bam thank you ma'am type of course. We don't just give you the course material, certify you, and off you go. You are with us and are supported for as long as you want to be an Exhale instructor. As long as you want to be part of our community, we will support you with additional training, workshops, mentoring, guidance. We've got all of our forums. All of that is available to you. And we don't just teach you how to read out a meditation script. This is all about you understanding how to guide people intuitively, how to get people to connect with their breath, how to help people move mindfully. It's way more than just you read it in this type of tone. We're actually empowering you to create your own intuitive scripts. And it's definitely not, also this is important to say, an easy free pass to success. You still need to be as committed as we spoke about. It's just way easier when you're part of this community. What we actually give you is community, lifelong support, and continuous professional development. So those workshops, those trainings, we have on average 2 different workshops a month for you to access to top up your skills or to deepen your understanding in different topics or learn new skills as well. So with the Power Up package this time around, we're only offering this package once per year. So this is the Power Up package. You get your 21 days of meditation, which is sent to you in the form of, you get a video every day, a different meditation every day, exploring all the different types of meditation that we teach at Exhale, that really helps deepen your practice, really helps you to start that consistent, regular practice and reconnect to the practice in a much deeper level as well. You also get your Explode Your Business Launch video series so that you can launch your business with a bang. So it teaches you all about marketing. In addition to what I've put on the screen as well, we also have 2 guest speakers doing workshops for us, which I'm going to talk about later. They are experts in marketing coming in this time round to give you 2 workshops for free. So on top of all the normal training that you normally see advertised with Exhale, you also get training in our Power Up sessions as well. So Power Up is meditation, manifestation and dance, and it's designed to empower your clients to use their body language, physiology and music to create an elevated emotional state so that we can manifest the lives that we dream of. If you've not tried Power Up, it is awesome. It's my favorite class to teach. You also get an invite and a discount with our amazing photographer on our VIP day, which is going to be in 2022. We've actually got 2021 VIP day and photo shoot next Friday, which is very exciting. So you'll see all the stuff that we get up to on that, but you get an invite to that next year. You'll also get to sit with me for even longer. So I do I run all the workshops, but you get these ones specifically with myself as well. You get a workshop on the transformational art of relaxation. So you absolutely understand that this is an art and how to help people get to that really deep state of relaxation. And you'll also get a brand new workshop called Reclaiming Your Power, which is all about you working with your physiology, but also with your energy bodies, to get yourself back into that state where you know you can take on anything. On top of all of that, you'll also get our heart space workshop training, which I've mentioned loads over the 3 days, which is all about helping clients to use the magic of their heart to manage their energy, their relationships, and manifest as well. Each month, on top of all of that, you also get group coaching, new scripts, free training, graphics packs. We do all the hard work for you. You get all the graphics that you see Excel instructors using. Some of them they've created themselves, but a lot of them come from us. You also get suggested music playlists. You have our forums and our support channels as well. Each and every month you get this. New class plans, new scripts. You also get to take advantage of the fact that we are a credible, nationally recognised brand. So these are just some of the places that we've been featured or we've worked alongside. So you've got the Mail on Sunday, Good Housekeeping, Fern Cotton, The Yoga Show, Unilever. There's loads more I could put on there, ITV, Google. But that really helps in terms of your marketing. You're able to use that in your own marketing as well. If you join us, why would you want to do it? Well, why not? I say, why wouldn't you want to? But you get to train completely online, but you still get that lifetime access and support. You get manuals with pre-made class, event and workshop plans with blends for oils, scripts and soundtracks. And rather than working alone, as I said, you have got that full support, the leadership team. This is some of our team. So we've got Emma, who's our lead trainer. So it'll be her or myself that take you through any practical training. Unless it's one of those workshops I've described where I'll be leading them. We've got Claire in the middle there, who's our safeguarding officer, keeping everybody emotionally safe. So if you had a situation where somebody was very emotionally distressed and you didn't know what to do, you could ring Claire and she can support you through that. And then at the end, we have Laura, who's our anatomy and physiology specialist. And she is there to make sure that all of our movements are adapted to suit every client's needs. We also have Claire, who is our doTERRA educator. She's coming to our CPD day and our photo shoot day to talk about all how to use essential oils in your practice and how to support your clients with that as well. And then we've got Hannah, who's our social media guru. For this package in particular, she is going to be doing a workshop on social media marketing and how to make that work for you. So that's all completely free. You get expert advice on hand whenever you need it. We also have Gemma, who is going to be creating some beautiful graphics for us and leading you in a creative workshop so that you're able to create your own graphics really quickly, really easily, and it's all in line with the Exhale branding guidelines as well. So Gemma is also an Exhale instructor and she's just gorgeous. So more of this, I take a deep breath because there's so much stuff. But basically, if you join the family, rather than having to build your own website or pay for one, you get a personal area on our website. You get to take advantage of our advertising campaigns. You'll save so much money in terms of graphic design and time because we've done all of the hard work for you in terms of the promo materials, leaflets, business cards, all that stuff, images. We've done it all for you. And you get the new stuff every month. So we keep adding to that big pack of graphics you already get. So I won't go through all of these, but there are so many amazing reviews available on our website and everywhere, basically everywhere I look. Our community is so gorgeous. They support each other and they support me. I give to them and they give back to me in that way, and it is beautiful. It's just a really nice relationship. So please take the time, if you are interested, to read the reviews. There are so many. This is Kitty as well. Kitty does all our uniforms. So with Excel, we have our own merchandise range. Like I said, you can get all your discounts and you can wear all your stuff with pride. And it really helps in terms of marketing your business. People around this way, they look at my umbrella and they're like, oh yeah, it's that Exhale thing again. And remember that people need to have heard of what you're doing at least 8 times before they take action on it. So wearing that hoodie, wearing the umbrella really, really does help with that as well. So this is where you need to go. I'm going to put in the comments the link just in case you can't write this down, so that if you're able to, you can go and have a look at all of the reviews. If you feel like you are, oh gosh, I can hear myself now. If you feel like this is calling you, and I know lots of you already actually have messaged me going, can we just train with you? Just kind of like get to the point over the week already. So I know lots of you will be interested in this, but I've posted the link in the comments. Have a look for that. You can go and have a look in depth, in detail, all of the stuff I've already spoke about, and all of the frequently asked questions. So all the stuff about how does it work with the brand, and do you have set prices, you know, what does it work with music licenses, all that kind of stuff. Go and have a read in your own time, get a brew and do it. But remember that we have an early bird offer on. So if you book before Sunday, before 11:59 on Sunday, you will get to join, and with all of that stuff for £1,111. But that is only for the first 10 instructors. And I have had a lot of inquiries, especially since Soul Circus. So it's been really, really powerful for us to do that. But I say that so that you don't sit on this. If you know that you're in, remember that it will feel scary. Remember that it will feel big, but just see if it resonates. See if you feel like you're fitting in this community, and then just trust that feeling. Go for it. You are meant for more. You are meant for this. If you're sat here and you've been on this call all this time, this is meant for you. Or you can pay in installments if that suits you and your family better. I have this year chosen to have bursary options as well. That happened in July. So if money really, really is an issue for you, or if you're a single parent, or if you're somehow struggling in some other way, then please do look out. It won't be till next July, because I like to do it around my birthday. But that is an option as well. So I never want price to be a barrier, but please leave those bursary places for those people that absolutely could not afford to join in any other capacity. So I'm going to stop my sharing and I'm going to come back. So lovely. Let me read these. Oh my gosh, and there's so many nice comments. So let's have a look. Harry says this is a fantastic course, so worth it, and getting so much out of this fantastic group of persons. Thank you for sharing that. Chloe says Power Up is just bloody awesome. It is bloody awesome. It's my favourite. Marie is saying finally stepping into my power and owning it. Marie's on one of those pictures. And absolutely, she knocked my socks off in Soul Circus. She was so good. She's so good at delivering Power Up. If you want to experience a Power Up session, please go to Marie's. She is awesome at it. Chloe says, oh my God, Heart Space again is just life-changing. Just booked a venue to teach my first one. So if you're wondering what Heart Space is, you can go to Chloe. She loves all that stuff as well. That's me with the link. And then Chloe's also saying, just do it, you won't regret it. And Harry is saying, you so will not regret it. Thank you for sharing all those amazing comments and feedback. This is like my life's mission. Oh, look at this. Deborah says, I love Marie's power up. Thank you for sharing that. She'll love that. But this is my absolute mission in life, is to not just teach you how to teach these skills, but to help you step into your power, to help you fall back in love with who you really are beneath all of the layers of expectations and judgments and societal stuff that we place upon ourselves. You know, that is why I do what I do. So I love it when I get the instructors modules in and I'm marking them, they've got all the questions right. But you know what I love more? When they come to me and say, do you know what, tonight I didn't go mad at my kids, or today I was going to say that horrible thing to myself again, but I didn't. Or even better, today I absolutely pooed my pants when I thought about doing XYZ, but I did it anyway. You know, the growth that I see in these people, honestly, could make me cry just thinking about it. So this is why I do what I do. If you want a bit of that in your life, if you want a bit of people walking alongside you, holding your hand, and just being there with you through it all, then we're the place to be. So I'm not going to keep you any longer because I've been on an hour and a half, and I absolutely appreciate every single one of you for showing up and staying through right to the end. It's been my absolute pleasure to guide you on these 3 days, and just know that even if you never train with Exhale, this is still a safe place for you to show up. You know, show up here anyway. This is your community, this is your tribe. We are here whether you train with us or not. I just want to show this comment because this is lovely. So Deborah is saying, Marie, I saw someone tell you how much they loved your power up class later in the day and you accepted the compliment so gracefully. It stuck with me. Exactly. She's been doing her homework, has our Marie. So I'm super proud of you all, whether particularly my instructors, particularly those people that have joined me for 3 days and done every single part of this challenge and shown up and been graceful with their energy and been giving of their energy and of their time and been supporting other people. Tomorrow I'm going to let you know who has won some sweatshirts. So it was going to be a sweatshirt, a t-shirt and a vest, I think, but now it's going to be mainly sweatshirts because I just feel like everybody just deserves a sweatshirt in their life. They've worked so hard. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Any questions about anything, whether that be the training or whether that be you're on a different training course and you're struggling with something, this is the place. Pop it in the comments, pop it in the group, and we will support you and walk alongside you. Emma's back after Exhale. Fabulous. So, and Chloe is saying can never have too many Exhale sweatshirts. That is absolutely the truth. So enjoy your evening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying around, and I will see you very soon. Hopefully I'll see lots of you on a training as well very soon too.